Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to today's session of On Air with Boss. Our guest for today is Sardar Rehan-ul-Haq. Rehan, can you please walk us through your journey at Beaconhouse?
So it's a very interesting journey because I've been to many Beaconhouses. So when I was young and a child, I went to Beaconhouse Gujranwala. At the time, there was no Palm Tree campus. So the school, the Beaconhouse had opened there recently. This is, I think, 1992, 93. I was 4 years old. And my chacha just took me to the school and said, okay, you're going to this school. So वहाँ से journey start हुई. उसके बाद I was there. Then for a little bit of time, I went to Islamabad, again Beaconhouse. That was a short period of time. And after that, I went to Beaconhouse Gujranwala again. That was also for a couple of years. And then for the longest period, I went to Beaconhouse Defense Campus. So BDC is one of the highlights of my Beaconhouse journey, because that's where I started making the connections that I have to this day. Public speaking also came from Beaconhouse Defense. A-levels, end of first year, my father got posted to Gujranwala, his hometown. And I think Beaconhouse played a huge role in shaping how I was, and I think I was lucky to go into so many different campuses and learn from so many different teachers.
So Rehan, if you could classify your school experience in 3 words or phrases, what would you choose?
Number 1 would be a lot of fun, and number 2 would be friends. I'm still friends with people I went to school with in nursery, for example. My oldest friend, I think we went together in pre-nursery. We don't even remember now. His name is Haris Mahmood. Still those friendships. I've worked with some of these people to this day. So that's number 2. Number 3 would be freedom. I know people say schools teach you structure and all, but for me personally, everyone has a different experience. But for me personally, the freedom that I got at BDC was amazing. To express myself, to play sports, to take part in different societies and clubs. I think that was very important.
Rehan, what kind of student were you?
I was a really good student, really, really good student. I used to get great grades and all. All my family wanted me to do was become a doctor. And I said, this is not what I want to do. So I was a weird student, is what I would say. Sometimes I'd be the person sitting at the front of the class, and sometimes I'd be the backbencher. And I think I did really well when I wanted to do something, and I did really, really well when I liked the teacher.
How has Beaconhouse impacted your professional journey?
Given me freedom to express myself.
So Rehan, what does mentorship mean to you?
It means that there's this space of safety from a mentor towards the person he's mentoring, and I think that space of safety needs to exist. And it's not as much about looking up to the other person and copying what they're doing. It's more about looking at how they get out of tough situations, the calmness that they bring to any environment. I think that's mentorship.
And how do you think mentorship has evolved with the passage of time?
There was a time when it was thought that the mentor has to behave a certain way, has to be harsh, has to give reality checks and all of that. I think now, and even when I was a student, it changed to giving that freedom of expression. I think it was more about openness, and it was more about catering to the need of the student or the person who's being mentored, rather than the mentor enforcing their own beliefs on the other person. I think that's how it's changed. Because when I talk to my father's generation, if they have a mentor, the mentor basically told them how to eat, how to sleep, how to do everything. I think that's evolved, and I think it's great that now that has evolved to that level.
Rehan, what does trauma and healing mean to you?
As men, we've been told to be strong, get over it. And in that, we suppress so much trauma. The first thing to deal with any kind of trauma, in my opinion, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but I believe is to first accept that there is trauma. In our society, for anyone to accept there's trauma, there's so much stigma attached to it. It's considered taboo. And I think the only way for you to get over it is 1, accepting it, and 2, give yourself time. I think people sometimes hurry too much into thinking they're okay, but give yourself time and compartmentalize it. And I think personally I found it very difficult in different parts of my life to compartmentalize things. And now I try to compartmentalize as much as possible. And then it's also scary for me because then I'm thinking maybe I've become a cold person. I was not this person. Why I've become so cold? But I think that's just part of growing up. And that's also realizing that there is no person on planet Earth who can say I have not gone through a trauma. And I think we should be more open as schools, institutions, anywhere we work, office spaces, to one, work issues, and two, also if there's a private issue going on with someone's life, they might not tell you, they might smile and everything's okay, but I think it's important to check up on your friends once in a while, randomly. That's what I think about it.
Because mashallah, you're associated with so many individuals who come from different walks of life, and obviously managing all those different individuals as a team, that must get difficult at times.
It is very difficult. Recently we were playing against Hyderabad and we did 6 of 6. At one point we were down and out in the game, and when it came to 6 of 6, 99 times out of 100 we play that match again, we win, but we lost this game. Now for that feeling to linger on, it's going to take some time. It's not because there's no logical explanation for it, what happened. You can't blame anyone. And then you're in the dressing room, you are managing all the 35-40 different personalities. You can't show emotions.
True.
So that's very difficult to do. I think that's the hardest part of our job. Har saal we buy players, we have to sell those players. The bonds break, they go away. Imagine spending 1 month in a locked hotel. You're seeing the same people over and over again. You eat together, you practice together. 24/7, the only time you're not with them is when you go to sleep. That's how a team works during the PSL. And then one morning you wake up and they're all gone. So I think mentally that's very difficult for them and for ourselves as management to understand that this is happening. So emotionally dealing with that is very difficult. As much as I've tried to compartmentalize, as much as I lecture other people about it, it is difficult for me.
So you brought up the trading of players.
Yeah.
And you know how you build a bond with a few during the time when they're with you.
Yeah.
What is your coping mechanism for when they're traded to other teams?
Islamabad United, the culture that we've built, and I'm super duper proud of it. That we are the one franchise, and no matter how it's perceived, maybe 1 or 2 players will have issues, but there's other than those 1 or 2 players, any player who's ever left Islamabad United only says good things. Iftikhar Ahmed recently gave an interview and he played with us for a couple of years. In those couple of years, there was one season when he did not even play much for us. And he said easily the best environment I've been in is with Islamabad United. And he is already with another team. He could have said no this team to please them. Asif Ali is one such example. Roman Reis, who's now our coach, he said I'll retire, but I will not play for another team. So I think that culture of them always remembering what it was is important. And as professionals, obviously, you have 20 players in the squad, only 11 can play. The 9 on the bench always want to play. So, sometimes you also have to make decisions based on the fact that this guy is a great player, future great player. He doesn't fit into my 11. But can we let him go to provide him an opportunity for him to maybe excel in another team? So I think that's the other thing we think about. Saad Masood is one such example. He's a brilliant player, played for Pakistan now, was with Islamabad United, and we thought at Islamabad United he might not get enough opportunities. So it's better that we let him go. But it's difficult. It's very difficult. And personally, I try to keep in touch with everyone, not just Islamabad players, and I'm always available for them if they want any help. So
Rehan, how do you deal with the breach of the psychological contract?
There are 2-3 things. When we make the trade, I'm very open with the player and I tell them up front, okay, we love you, we value you, you will get the same value in this team as a captain would. There will be no difference in how you're treated and a captain is treated. However, there will at no point can I guarantee you a starting position. And that will depend on how the season goes. The coaches will come into play. The captain will have his call. These will be strategic decisions for the betterment of the team. It cannot be that I promise you something and tomorrow I can't deliver it, then it becomes an issue. Then when the season also starts, after 1 or 2 games, I make sure that we go into the dressing room and we praise the people who are sitting on the bench for their positivity, the energy that they bring into the team, because a team is not as good as just those 11 players. अगर कोई भी टॉक्सिसिटी बाहर से आ रही हो, आपकी टीम को अफेक्ट करती है. No matter what anyone says, there's a reason that terrible teams with good cultures have done well across sports. And there's a reason कि दुनिया के best players आप एक टीम में डाल दें, and the culture is not great, and they will win nothing. I mean, probably 3 of the greatest footballers of the previous generation, Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, played together in one team.
Yeah.
And they did not win the Champions League. And since all 3 of them have left, they won back-to-back Champions Leagues. That's one such example. So I think that's important. The communication is important. And the other thing is that you have constant conversations with them. At no point should they feel left out. And at Islamabad, we have a very simple rule. Work hours are cricket. Post-work hours, come to my room. We'll sit together. We'll play FIFA. We'll play cards. We'll chill. We'll hang out. No cricket discussions. Because it has to feel कि हर time pressure नहीं है.
Yeah.
At all times you don't have to go into that, and I think I'm very lucky in the fact that the owners of Islamabad United, Ali Naqvi and Amna Naqvi, have played a huge role in it, in empowering people like me, in also understanding how these cultures work and giving the freedom for these cultures to be executed. Because otherwise, in a result-oriented business, if things don't go your way 1 or 2 seasons, you try to change everything.
True.
But they've been consistent for 11 years in what they want from the team, the identity of the team. So, for example, I always say, no matter what the results are, we will always follow the Islamabad United process, which is data-oriented, which is culture-oriented, which is very important that every player, there's no distinction between a top-end player and a youngster who's 21 years old or 19 years old. And I'll give you the best example. Dean Jones was my first ever head coach, and Dino and I were sitting and we were discussing on prize money, and Dino said to me, what do you think should happen? So I said, Dino, don't you think equality should be there? He said, I 100% agree. And for 2 seconds I was in shock. It's like, how could he agree? And he said to me, so what do you propose? You propose all the man of the match awards and everything be shared with the team? And I said yes. So to this day, at Islamabad United, if Shadab Khan, the captain, is man of the match, he will get the same money from that man of the match as a player who's not playing.
Wow.
So in other teams, it's usually 50% goes to the man of the match or 100% goes to the man of the match and rest is divided. But here, it's very clear. We tell players, because we don't want a player to be on 49 and the team needs 6 to win and he taps it for a single. We don't want that. We want that ball to go for a 6. So I think that comes from everyone has, the inclusivity part is the most important part. Everyone will feel differently, and I understand. If I was playing, I played a lot of football in my life. If I was sitting on the bench and I was seeing other players play and do well, I would always feel I can do better. Maybe I can add this to the team. Maybe, oh my God, my season is going away. Next year I might not get picked because I did not get opportunities this season.
Yeah.
That's very natural, and everyone has a right to feel that. Our job as management is to communicate clearly, and number 2, make them feel comfortable. And if they are comfortable, they will come to you and they will tell you that they want to play. This is what they feel.
So when you're kind of, helping out or trying to be empathetic towards everyone who's sitting on the bench, and trying to bring them on that equality, what about the person who's the man of the match, or who's done the extra mile, and don't they feel like they're not given the kind of appreciation which they deserve?
There's a speech that Dino, Mike Hesson, myself, Luke Ronchi have done many times, and I've sat down in a room with Pakistani players and done it in Urdu as well, and where I've said कि जब सब अच्छा होता है ना, तो इवन तुम्हारे वो दोस्त जिनसे तुम 10 साल से नहीं मिले, वो भी तुम्हें मैसेज करके कहेंगे कि what a great job. You don't need help when you are on top of the world. You need help when you're down and out. So that's very clear. And also, जब भी ऐसा होता है, तो we go to the best players of the game and we talk to them. We say to them, listen, today let's appreciate this guy on the bench. So you do it. I wouldn't be the one doing it. So then they have the freedom to pick any one of those 9 players sitting out and talk about them. So I was one of the proudest moments of me for this career this year was Mark Chapman, who's an international superstar for New Zealand. He won Man of the Match award. He came into the dressing room and he dedicated that Player of the Match award to our throwdown guy who does throwdowns in the nets.
Okay.
And he said, "This is for Naeem," and it was his choice. He asked me if it's okay if I do it. I said, of course it's okay. So he said, I dedicate this to Naeem. And I dedicate this to Naeem because I was struggling with one of the shots. And in the nets, through repetition, he made me do it. And in the match, that shot came off. So this is for your hard work, Naeem. Now imagine if players are one thing. Even in management, someone who's doing the hard yards, goes behind the scenes, is getting that sort of appreciation. Suddenly, the entire team starts clapping and realizes that no matter who you are in this team, you will be treated like everyone else. And I think that's important.
That's amazing. And I'm sure that everyone who's there in your team, whether they're playing or part of the management, they feel proud to be a part of your team.
Yeah.
So the team is not just the ones who are playing on the field, but they're the ones who are prepping the ones who are playing on the field. How do you balance your personal and professional life?
When I got married, my wife and I, we got married. Great start to our marriage. We had a child very early on. And I think I was a very unpresent father. I was always traveling. I was always working. And over the last 3 years, I think I've made a conscious effort to say no to a lot of work opportunities, because my work involves not just Islamabad United. I also do Hong Kong Island United. I've done a couple of Canadian GT20 gigs. Some T10 opportunity comes up and other leagues around the world. So now I pick and choose. At one point, I was like, do everything, and I think it was very difficult to maintain that. Even now, the balance is very difficult to maintain. I'll tell you why. Because my job doesn't have a 9 to 5 thing. I will get a call at 3 a.m. in the morning, and then I have to work from 3 to 6 a.m. And when I was in PCB, I had an argument with HR as well back then. So but they were talking about coming to the office at 10. So I said, listen, the contract says that weekends are off. I was working on weekends. So either give me Monday, Tuesday off, but you can't say you can't have one set of rules for everyone. Everyone's job description is different.
It's different.
I cannot go to sleep at 9 p.m. when I am managing a team. We are in India. I'm managing the team at the World Cup. You expect me to go to sleep at 9 and then call you at 6 a.m. How is that possible? That's not, because I have to see कि team सही चल रही है. We're in India, कोई controversy ना हो जाए, कोई ऐसी बात ना निकल जाए. So I think that for me it was very, very difficult, and that's when I started compartmentalizing properly. And even now I struggle with it. I'm being very honest. I struggle with managing work and personal life quite a lot. I have issues. Mostly the issues stem from me, not anyone else. Because I feel that I'm very close to my son now. I feel that I missed out on some of his cutest years, and I'd rather spend that time with him.
What's one myth about your profession that you would like to debunk?
In franchise cricket, the easiest job is for a cricketer to turn up to the match, because that's what they have to do, or to training. To set up that training, to make that happen, to financially get that across the line, I think that's a difficult part, and that just doesn't go for me. That goes for the entire Islamabad management team. I can't do it alone. So I think that's the toughest part, and people don't know about it. Like I hear कि oh तुम्हारी team हार गई or something like that, and then I say oh but we broke all records on digital media this year in the history of the PSL. That's something to be proud of. But I think that obviously it's a result-oriented business, so people focus on that side more. But yeah, I think that's a huge part that goes neglected.
If somehow you came across a genie and the genie could grant you 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
Nothing more important than, I think, healthy, happy, long life with your family. I think nothing for me is more important than that, and I'd wish for that. Number 2, I'd wish that all the players who come through huge hardships are appreciated for all the hard work they do. Financially, we make them more stable. Financially, as a country, we become more stable. And we are more empathetic towards everyone. I think number three. This is a tricky one because I have too many things in my mind. But I'd one day like to work at Real Madrid.
So, if you could write a letter to your former self,
Yeah.
what would the letter read?
The letter would be to my old self to calm down, to give it time.
Rehan, what message do you have for the current students of Beaconhouse?
I never thought where I'd be in life. When I started off 2012 broadcast gig that I got, random friend called me, we went to PTV, we did a gig. I had no idea this would become my profession. So I think sometimes life takes you places. There are bigger plans for you. You just need to do what you do best and work hard. Learn from people around you, learn from your teachers, learn how to navigate through life. When you're in trouble, you have the right teachers to take care of you, you have the right friends, and you can talk to your parents. I think that's very important.
And that's, mashallah, very sound advice. Thank you so much, Rehan, for taking out time from your busy schedule and joining us on today's session of On Air with Boss. I personally loved the conversation. I felt it was very heartfelt, very organic and very raw. I hope and pray that everyone who's watching the session, they learn from your pearls of wisdom, because they are pearls of wisdom.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time as well.
Rehan has built a career that combines strategy, leadership, and a lifelong passion for sports. He is one of the most recognized names in Pakistan's sports management and broadcasting landscape. From starting out in sports media and writing for international platforms like ESPN FC and Wisden to becoming the general manager of Islamabad United, Rehan has played a key role in shaping one of the most successful franchises in PSL history. His work spans team management, player development, talent scouting, and sports strategy, with experience extending beyond Pakistan through roles with Toronto Nationals and HKIU. Alongside sports management, Rehan has also been a familiar voice and face in sports broadcasting, working with platforms including PTV Sports, A Sports, Jio Super, BBC, and Radio Pakistan. He also served as team manager with the Pakistan Cricket Board, contributing to team operations and international coordination at the highest level. With experience across both media and management, Rehan brings a unique perspective on leadership, modern sports culture, and the evolving world of cricket.
Beaconhouse Old Student Society, POS, building a community together.